Hi, good evening, everyone. It's just Damian here. I've got the girls out again, but you can't tell. You can't tell really that I've got the girls out because of what I'm wearing, because it's a little bit cold. So got the heating on as well. Basically, I just wanted to do an update. I am looking more positive about things, and I've got ideas that I'm looking into. I got a letter back from the DVLA today the from the complaints that I put in, and there was a couple of things that I wasn't happy about, and the things that I wasn't happy about. However, I have printed it off and taken it to my doctors and that because the doctor's doing some more research on my on my driving and that kind of thing for next week. Um, I have also sent an e-consultation copy in that as well, just as I'm saying, as I want to get the paperwork and that there so that the doctor knows what's going on and we're on the same page more or less before we start appointments. Um, I am still a little bit annoyed because people are wanting me to work with the mental health team and that kind of thing, and it's getting implied as well and that some people think it's going to be better trauma doing some trauma work, doing some work with me through trauma to get doing some work with me through trauma to get on top of the intrusive thoughts and feelings. But it's looking like they want me through the mental health and system and that again. But I just want to make things clear in that I am in control of the intrusive thoughts at the moment, and it's just annoying me a little bit because I am getting mixed messages and that kind of thing, and I am trying to get my life back on track. I did say to my advocate in that last week because I was a little bit upset and a little bit annoyed, really, because I have I was turned down by a few groups and that again, and a few other organisations and that again, and I kind of feel like um and turned down in that again, and the only way out is with community mental health, which I don't want. And I just feel like things are pushing me back towards community mental health, which I don't want. I do have some regrets about not working with them or not working with them in that, but I know that it'll make me ill. And as I say, I've got doubts, I've got some regrets, but I know that in the long run it'll make me ill, pushing me pushing me into a situation where I'm still traumatized by what happened in the past, and they're still blaming me for mental health and that as well. The other issue is that it gave me a bit more confusion yesterday and today because I've been told that no plans are going to be set in stone, which is a little bit more confusing for me because the get to that bit in a minute. It's going to be confusing to me because I am getting told that I need to follow things this way, I need to follow things that way. You know, you shouldn't be following all. You know, you shouldn't be following this. You know, you shouldn't be following that. You need to do things this way. You need to do things that way, and feel like if I am part of services and that as well, that's going to keep happening in that, and I'm going to still keep getting arrested in that. The only parts of the plans that are set in stone or whatever and what they take seriously are the security risks and the police management, where if something on the records says that they need security with me, or they need security on me for this reason, that reason, and that kind of thing, that then they take it very seriously, and they will only see me with security present. They follow that strategically. They take that set in stone, but it's just annoying me. It's just confusing, really, because I can't work in situations where I'm trying to follow different advice all the time, follow conflicting ad- advice all the time, and that. But then pe- people are saying that the only way that I'll be able to get on top of the intrusive thoughts is to do some trauma work and that kind of thing. But it's not really the trauma work that I need. It's not really the trauma work that I need, and it's not really the trauma work that I need. I only get the intrusive thoughts and feelings when I'm extremely upset or extremely anxious or extremely angry. Other people have said that. Other people have said that. Uh, Other people have stated in that in the past that other people in that have stated in the past that it's normal to get intrusive thoughts, feelings when they're angry and that kind of thing. People are saying that. People are saying that I would be better doing the trauma work on that, and the crisis teams not for, and the crisis teams not for the the intrusive thoughts and that. But I've been taught to in the crisis team and that when I do get into situations like that. However, the problem is with me, and I don't feel like doing trauma work would help with the intrusive thoughts and that kind of thing. I've as I've been told to talk about my problems when I'm upset or distressed, and it works better for me when I'm upset to talk about my problems and why I feel like this, why I feel like that. Whilst the problem is at the very, very, very bottom, otherwise, if I think about it and fixated, it goes like that. So better talking about it whilst the problem's at the bottom, and so that it doesn't spiral out of control. But yeah, as the phrase goes, problem shared is problem halved. But people don't want me doing that. They want me to do other techniques, other solutions. But it's like I I know that when I get the intrusive thoughts and that, it's about doing this, doing that. But it's it's about understanding that, really, and trying to find the correct person to speak to or whatever. Otherwise, as I say, at the moment I'm just talking about different things and it's getting me arrested. But yeah, I just feel with the plan as well that they want to bring it. I just feel as well, if nothing's set in stone, that I was getting my words mixed up there. Sorry, I just feel as well, if nothing's set in stone, then the issue is it's just going to lead to me getting arrested more and that kind of thing, because I will get told, you shouldn't be ringing us. You need to be, you shouldn't be ringing us. You shouldn't be ringing us. You shouldn't be ringing us. Then getting passed on from one person to another. I'm getting a bit dizzy there. But yeah, that's just going to lead me to get into being arrested and that kind of thing again. But yeah, I've been looking at some alternatives, and I I am starting with the community. No, I am starting with my communication therapist. Sorry, not community communication therapist next week, the day before my birthday. I'm really looking forward to that because she is autistic as well, and she's a professional, so I feel like I can relate to her more because we're going on the similar journey paths and that kind of thing. And I'd rather work with someone that I can relate to on a personal level and a professional level. And I've been looking at some other groups and some other organisations as well, which are which are uh, which are some social groups and that support groups and that mine do, and that's about depression, anger management, and similar to what I'm going through. And I feel like that will be more beneficial for me because there'll be others there that are going through similar journeys or the same journeys, and we'll be able to learn from each other, be able to share stories, be able to learn from everyone's experience. This is why I enjoy working with my communication therapist as well, and this is why I do the YouTube videos and that, so that I can share my stories, share my dreams, and share my journey, so that others can learn by what I'm going through. But yeah, it's just um working with different ideas and that kind of thing, and it's just annoying me as well because it's getting implied by other people in that they feel that as well, that they feel that I'm going to need to be working with a community mental health team and that again to get my driving license back, to sort my problems and that out. And the two things that really annoy me with mental health and that kind of thing are people saying to you, are you open to your, are you open to a community mental health team, or are you taking your meds okay? And it's like, are you on your meds? Are you sticking with it? Are you on your meds and are you sticking with it? That's the main one. And then the second one is, are you open to a community mental health team? No, you need support with community mental health and that. And it's like, I don't. It's I don't. It's didn't work in the past. And yeah, I do take my meds okay. I'm about to take them in about 5 minutes. And people think that medication is the the answer to everything. It's like you don't go you go if you go to A&E with a broken leg, have you taken your medication okay? They don't do that, but it's like if you go to A&E, if you go to a hospital or whatever, I am feeling a little bit low in mood. I am feeling suicidal. Have you taken your medication okay? Have you done this? Are you on medication? Have you done this, done that? But it's like it's just winds me up. But it's about discovering new paths, new stories, and new ideas. And this is where I am wanting to work with the doctors and wanting to work with my doctors and that. The doctors are taking my communication therapist report and all my other reports seriously, and I feel like a good connection with her. One doctor, they gave me an appointment last week with a male doctor over the phone, and I'm like checked after I'd booked the appointment, and it's like a male, and I'm like, this is going to make my anxiety bad. But then I got a net text about an hour later, about an hour and a minute later, and she said, this doctor said that I'll be ringing you now at 11 o'clock. So she'd rang me and she'd explained the situation. We understand you're more comfortable with this person and that person. And yeah, the more than accommodating with the doctors. I'd say it's set in stone with the doctors, but yeah, it's like coming up with new ideas and myself. I know that some ideas haven't worked with the doctors, and I know that some have, and it's about learning with the communication and that. I know that in the past, I have had a history of not communicating effectively via email and that kind of thing, but I'm using uh communication uh, software now to help with the communication. I am learning myself, and when I'm learning myself, I'm enjoying it more, and I'm really enjoying the journey path that I'm on. I know that a lot of my issues and that are because I'm based indoors all the time. I'm based in based indoors all the time, or I go out and I'm doing stuff on my own. And like people are saying, how do you need to just focus on what you need to do to distract yourself? Just work out what you need to do to distract yourself to stop this happening and kind of thing. But it's like I do want support, and that's so that I can start socializing that again and getting out, meeting new people and socializing. But people telling me to find my own distraction techniques and my own distraction techniques and keep rubbing my I keep rubbing my boobies when I've got the bra on, if you've noticed. But yeah, if I try to find my own distraction techniques and that kind of thing, that's not going to solve the problem that I don't have much of an active social life. I don't meet new people. I'm doing everything on my own, and that's one of the most hard things at the moment. It doesn't solve the fact that I've got a driving license, don't have my medical and that done yet for different things and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm looking at ideas. I'm looking at ideas that I need to bring in. I do have medication time. I do admit that I did get a bit upset last week, and I said to my advocate that I have some regrets and some doubts, but more most of that was uh, most of that was because of a couple of things where most of that was because of a couple of things where I have don't have the don't have an emergency procedure in place for a crisis situation, and I keep getting turned down by organisations and that kind of thing because my needs too complex to specialist. My mum said as well when I was under mental health before that 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 didn't help, that I was still getting some of the same issues and that then as I am now. So she's saying that I was getting some issues with I was still getting some of the same issues when I was open to mental health before. So yeah, I am just wanting to do some some ideas and wanting to work with different people in that. I do believe in the plan that I was really excited in that about before bef, bef, before before no, I'm really excited in the plan that I came up with when I found out that I was discharged and that. So yeah, the main issue is at the moment it's that I'm trying to preempt everything and that again, think too far ahead, think of the worst case scenario. But the issue is part the issue is when I get into a phase like that, I end up trying the things that I try to prevent happening end up happening worse than what they would have anyway. And I am getting better at managing it, getting better at controlling it, but I know I just need to get back on an even keel. But yeah, it's like some of the reason why I start thinking like that and start thinking like that and getting into that mindset is because in the past, things have always happened at the worst situation, and I don't want to be I don't want to be building myself up for something then it and don't want to be building up to something where I where something bad happens ends up and it ends up not happening or for whatever reason and I'm setting myself up for a fall or whatever. I'm trying to preempt them situations happening and to try to put precautionary measures in to prevent it happening. But then sometimes I do admit that whilst I'm doing that, I get fixated and I end up contacting too many people and I am contacting too many people and getting too many people annoyed with me and it doesn't help. But because of the situations that I've been in the past, that's one of the reasons why I I am like I am because I need to get I need to get the message out there and to the right people and to the right to the right team and that kind of thing. Um, with some of what I'm doing as well, I email different departments. It's mainly because I don't know who to contact within that trust, within that organisation, and I want someone to see it and like know it's for me or know who to send it to. But the issue is doing things like that. It can get passed to the wrong person, and it can get passed to the wrong person, and then it's giving me conflicting information and that. So I am trying to protect myself. I'm trying to protect myself and protect myself from the worst case scenario, but half the time it just makes it worse. But yeah, I have ideas that I'm wanting to bring in or I'm going to bring in. I've got some goals and I've got some goals and some ideas that I want to bring in as well. And I know that for the next week and that'll be a little bit more settled in that as well because I've got a meeting on the 5th and a meeting on the 7th. So yeah, everything that everything that had planned for everything that had planned originally for my discharge from mental health services officially started, has been officially arranged. The doctors has been officially started, but the communication therapist uh, is starting next week, so that's not officially started yet, but everything's officially in the pipeline. However, everything that comes after that's just a bonus, and that I just need to slow myself down and remember that I'm on the path that I want to be on and believe in the plan again. Upset me, and have some things have upset me. Some things have pushed me into a situation where I feel like working with the mental health team is going to be the only way out because of the fact that there's no emergency plan there, or the fact that I've been turned down by couple of areas for support, but I just need to remember as well that some of them areas of support that I'm looking for and some of the areas of support that I'm looking for and that I'm looking for and that have turned me down. They turned me down as they turned me down as well when I was even open to community mental health and that in the past. But I just need to remember that I'm on the path that I want to be down and I'm enjoying things and that again. But I'm going to enjoy the care and that again. I'm enjoying it with the doctors and I enjoy it with Emily, my communication therapist. But I just need to remember the positives rather than the negatives. But lets what lets it down and what gives me the doubts is the fact that I'm complaining for getting arrested and that kind of thing in September, and there's and as a result of that, there's no emergency plan, and the fact that I'm getting told that talking about mental health is actively breaking the law because it upsets people and that kind of thing. But I, why do I need an emergency plan when I'm not in an emergency situation yet? But I want to be able to build myself up for that fall. I want to be able to prepare myself for that fall off for when it gets worse because I don't want to be in the worst case scenario again and then getting arrested and then having court dates or whatever to look at. But yeah, I just need to remember that I am on a path that I want to go down. The doctors are more than supportive, and the doctors are more than supportive, and I just need to look for some support and that's not community mental health based or whatever, because 9 times out of 10 with the community mental health teams or whatever, it makes me ill. I Most of the times that I've been to A&E this year and last year are because I've had severe anxiety attacks because of the fact that I've got myself wound up with the mental health services and that again. But yeah, I'm in a process of discovering what I want. And I just need to remember that I'm I'm myself and I'm myself and I'm proud of that. There's been a couple of times today where there's been a couple of people giving me looks of disgust because I'm dressed with the girls out and I've got a dress and that on. I don't know if it was because I was dressed in ladies' clothes or if it was because I had a key in my mouth or whatever. But yeah, but yeah. You couldn't really tell I had the girls out with that because I'd had a jacket over and that covering me up. But yeah, it's like I'm just trying not to let things get to me or whatever. But I just get weird looks and that sometimes when I'm out. But yeah, it's just about learning how to control things and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm more happier when I'm dressed, and I'm more happier in that when I'm presenting female and that kind of thing. But yeah, as I say, it's just people are saying that people are saying that plans will never be set in stone or whatever. But in a way, when they do put the security risks in and when they put the security risks in that, it's them plans were set in stone before. and like when they branded me a danger to women and that kind of thing, it was like that was officially set in stone and that kind of thing, and and that kind of thing, and they were really strict then, but yeah, it's just an update. Thank you, bye.